Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody is enjoying their morning so far. It's peaceful, it's quiet. Welcome back to another episode of the Queen Mimi Podcast, on another edition of our Sunday Positivity Talk. And this morning, we're talking about basically having faith over your fear, and reminding and remembering that you still deserve the life you dreamed of, the life you planned on, the life you desire, and the life that you want. We know that personally. We really do. Um, for those that have listened to our show before, even with our comeback and everything, we are dealing with a lot too. Like we said, we're not gonna fake the funk, put up no pretense, and no act and nothing like that. We're dealing with it too. As we said before, life is on life. We're gonna go through things, we're gonna go through the ups and downs, and the trials and tribulations and all the good things. And nobody is immune to that. Nobody is gonna be able to dodge that, walk around it, over it, under it, however you want to put it. But, the bright side, believe it or not, is your mental, towards it, your attitude towards it, and what you're going to do about it. No matter what other people do or what they say, whatnot, so on and so forth. It's really gonna be up to you to decide how you gonna handle it. If you're gonna put up with it, if you're gonna continue to deal with it, all that stuff. We got plenty of personal stories that we can share. But overall, with everything that we've been through, everything people have put us through, everything we have faced and overcome, and just went at, head on, because we never saw the point in running. We did that for umpteen years, and it got us nowhere. And even before we started learning Islam, at some point we had to face whatever hell we was going through. What we saying, whatever relationship we was in, family members, business, all them things, and we had to realize, like, is this gonna be fitting? Is this making us happy? Is this bringing us peace? Is it bringing us happiness? Is it gonna make us better? All the questions that we always ask ourselves. And if the answer is yes, no, keep doing what you're doing. If the answer is no, which in our case was most of the time, we was like, okay, so after we cried, fell on the floor, all them good things, we like, what you gonna do about it? Nobody can make that decision for you but you. So that's something we had to remind ourselves, and something we had to learn, of course, the hard way, that we can't control other people. We can't control, our surroundings. We can't control what they say, do, how they act, noise that they make, their reaction, they care, concern, all that. We can only control our reaction to it. We can only decide what we gonna do about it. We're the only ones that can decide that. And throughout our life, whether it's been things that we can or cannot control, people we can or cannot control, that's something that we've had to learn. So that's why, well, one of the reasons at this point in our life, we just like, look, what you finna do? You know what we saying? Damn what everybody else gonna say, what they gonna do. They gonna continue to go on with their life, whatnot, whatever. But so can you. You got one life to live. And one thing we've learned, no matter what situation we've been in, if we choose to stay there, we're accepting the behavior, we're accepting the pattern, we're accepting the same thing over and over again, no matter what. And the result is not going to be the same unless we change it. We had somebody actually ask us this in the previous relationship, and that hit us hard because we didn't think about it. It was like, why are you waiting on him to make a move or make a decision or decide what they're gonna do? Why aren't you doing anything? Why aren't you making no moves? And we just stood there like silent. We had no answer because we couldn't answer it. Just to be honest, we couldn't answer it because that's exactly what we were doing. We were relying on other people to fix our life, to get us out of the situation we were in, no matter what it was. And we were relying on them for our happiness, our peace, our path, our destiny, all of that crap. And then when she asked that, we felt stupid. Not to, talk down about ourselves or anything, but we did. Because we was like, this is your life. And you putting it in the hands of somebody else. You putting your peace and your happiness in other people's hands, and you can't control that, you can't stop that, and none of that. And that put all the fear, all the doubt, all the hesitation, the procrastination and stuff in us because we relying on other people to fix, no matter who broke it. You know what we're saying? We're relying on them to fix something that we need to fix. And we allow fear and what other people would say or do, no matter what, to hold us back for so long. And we really realizing now why we talking to y'all, like, that's got to change. You know what we're saying? And we got to make that change. We can't keep letting fear or doubt stand in the way. And that's the structure for today's, episode. That's what it looks like. Self doubt, procrastination. You're talking down to yourself. You're being so mean and, treating yourself so bad, and you saying these negative things to yourself in your head, but you can control your thoughts. You know what we're saying? And people don't, you don't think they realize that because, like you said, everybody goes on about their everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever they're going to do. They don't care how it affects other people. You know what we're saying? Especially when they being evil as hell. They're being evil as hell and they know it. And they put that into you. And you want to make that move. You want to, pursue that dream or, go after that goal, get that diploma, that degree, whatever it is. But what if they don't like me? What if they say something? What if they talk about me? What if they try to stop me? Like we said already, let them. You know what I'm saying? Let them. You can't stop them. You can't control what they do. None of that. You gotta go after it. And then the thoughts that we have in our head, especially ladies, when we decide finally we gonna leave a relationship. Y'all already know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about when you finally decide I've had enough, I'm done, and they may not be a bad person. Nobody's perfect. We cannot say that enough. They may not be a bad person, but they may not be the person for you. They may have come into your life and helped you be better and change and grow. And, sometimes life happens. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing you plan. We know we've been there, so we already know when we got with anybody, forever wasn't the plan for us. You know what I'm saying? So it got to that point when we realized this ain't working. You know, this is not helping us being better or motivating us or encouraging us. And even if it was, sometimes things just ain't meant to be. Wherever you are, maybe it was temporary. Wherever you went, maybe they just came into your life to help you be better. Who knows? Like I said, we ain't psychic. We don't know. If we had all the answers, we wouldn't have went through what we went through. Who knows? Or, you just may want to be by yourself. We don't know. I'm just going down this. You know what I'm saying? But when you decide, ladies, you want to leave a relationship for good, we all have had that fear. We all have had that fear. We know we have. Like, are they gonna be mad at me? Are they even gonna miss me? Or what they gonna say? What they gonna do? They gonna come looking for me? Or how am I gonna make it? How am I gonna do this? We already got into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they didn't help or do anything. You already have it in you to make it and do what you need. You just gotta activate it. You gotta put it in motion. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. We had a day yesterday, man. Every angle, every person that could do anything possibly evil, they did it. Even, order stuff. Like, people just do whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Don't care what happens to you. Don't care if it's gonna affect you or do anything. And turn it back what it is. Say F you, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? People make noise, no inconvenience you. And even where we are now, people, they even admit it. We just care about the money. That's all we care about, which we already do. Everybody does. Cell phone companies, hotels, you go get something to eat, you want to buy some clothes or whatever, you want to go out, movie. They care about money. Customer service is dead. Treating people right is dead. Treating people like human beings is dead. Pretty sure we all know this by now. We remember when we was coming up, working in restaurants and all that stuff. The customer service, that was a place. Even when they was wrong. Say it again. Even when they was wrong. We couldn't say if, when. That's just a thing that we deal with. We let that fear and things change and we want to make the moves, all that stuff. It's crazy as hell. And that's what it looks like. It's like that fear, hell, free and stuff. We have all these anxiety, we have all these thoughts and these different scenarios you play in your head. Like we know because we do it every day and we have to check ourselves like, hold on, you're doing everything you can, you're doing the best you can, all that stuff. Stop. You put too much on yourself. You control your surroundings. You control what other people do. Remember that. You get what's coming to them, but you can decide if you want to do yourself, move on, whatever the case may be. You gotta keep doing what you're doing. Otherwise, you definitely, gonna stay stuck. So that's something we have to remind ourselves of. And we'd be lying if we said fear ain't something that we still don't deal with. But for this long, we gotten better. We have our moments, we human. We be lying like that, we said we did. We have our moments, get out of here. But we have to remind ourselves of where we are now, and it's just for us, what we've already been through and survived and overcame. Now, if we can survive all that and get over that fear, we'll be all right. We already know what we're saying. We have that self doubt, which when we came back and started doing our show, we said, we're going to get rid of all that. We're going to just do our thing, be ourselves, be original, all that stuff. And, whoever get on, they get on. Whoever don't, they don't. We're not looking at the life and all that stuff, we accept it anymore. So we just, doing our thing. Not competing, wanting to stay in the same lane with other people, not doing nothing. We're just doing our own thing. And finally, coming into learning who we are, becoming her, and, just being ourselves. So don't let that fear, push you back from pursuing whatever dreams, whatever goals, whatever it is that you want to do. Don't do that. You're gonna wake up one day, we can tell you. And that's something we definitely don't want to experience. You're gonna wake up one day and be like, how the hell I get here? How this happened? You know what we're saying? I didn't get to travel, I didn't get to do that, perform, act, all that stuff. And we've done a little bit of it, but we like to get into it, a little bit more. We ain't finna sell ourselves or break ourselves, so hell no, we're not doing that. But we would like to, and we know we can still do it. We gotta put in extra work. That's gonna be normal, but we know we can still do it. So, failure, that rejection, judgment, judgment from people that's not even working on pursuing any dreams. They still complacent. They still comfortable where they are. They're not wanting to be better or even motivated to be better. None of that stuff. Stop that. Stop listening to them. Anybody around you, especially if they ain't got no truth, stop listening to them. And the unknown. Nobody knows. None of us are psychic what the future holds. Nobody knows that. But one thing we can say is we know we're going to still be if we don't step into the unknown. You never know what's going to happen. But one thing we can say, you won't be still stuck in the same place you've been in. So if that relationship, whatever it is, take time, break away from it, and work on yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Work on yourself. Everybody gonna say what they're gonna say. Everybody gonna say you turned your back, you done got cold hearted, you heartless, you mean, you all that stuff. Of course they gonna say that because they ain't got the balls to do it, and you don't want to put up with it no more. But you don't have to. People don't understand. You got one life. That's what people don't understand. And honestly, we wonder if they even really care. We know they don't. We ain't even got to wonder. Because people that care, they wouldn't be saying stuff like that. And we let that fear and what they gonna say, if they ain't gonna accept you or love you, all that stuff, stop you from living your best life. We at the point now where, like we said already, we said this already, we don't mind being the villain. We don't mind being the bad guy, whatever you want to call us. But we are tired of being comfortable and complacent and just cool where we are. We tired of dealing with what we dealing with, so we finna make some moves. We got one life, we got one shot, and we not even wanting to be Hollywood or be famous or well known. We just want to get paid and do what we love and help and reach the right people. That's what it's gonna be about, you know what we're saying? And we let all them things we just said stop us for so long. And the things we dealing with now, because we dealing with some stuff. You know what we're saying? We just sitting here like, this ain't it. This can't be it. We love our husband, we love everything and all that stuff, but we can't let that come before, ourselves. So we at the point like, what are we gonna do? We the ones that got the control, right? We the ones that got to make the move, right? We got to figure this out, right? So that's what we got to do. You know what we're saying? We can't keep letting that stand in our way. You know what I'm saying? Islam, our faith, our religion, our life. That's what everything is based on. We got to step out there. You know what we're saying? Have that trust. Put in that action. You know what we're saying? Our personal life, our business life, our married life, everything. We got to put action behind those things. And the only inspirational figure we have, we mentioned this already, is Sister Clara, the wife of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's the only righteous example that we have. We listen to our music, we watch our TV shows and movies and all that stuff, but we're not really inspired by them. We watch them and we want to live better and all that good stuff, but we got to make sure we don't get brainwashed and everything. We watch them and be like, you know what I'm saying? They're doing good. They're doing their thing and all that stuff. We're not competing. They in their lane, we in ours. You know what we're saying? So we have to activate all that. We have to activate our faith and step out on that. You get sick and tired of being sick and tired. People just, they really don't get it. And we understand now that a lot of people really don't care. And we keep repeating the same thing over and over and, working on talking to these people, expressing our dissatisfaction, our unhappiness, all that stuff. And it's just falling on deaf ears. We just feel like, and we know y'all can relate, people just tell you at this point, deal with it. Suck it up. Smile. Put on this brave, happy face. And you should hold your head up. You should, throw your shoulders back, walk, like you confident and all that. But some days you get tired of being strong. You know what we're saying? Some days you get tired of, you know, acting like you holding it all together. Some days you just want to scream. You just want to put a hole in the wall. You just want to let it all out. Not in a, ghetto, ratchet, low down way. But like we said on our Queen Mimi blog show, like you can still say what you need to say and be modest, be assertive, be calm, or you can just be silent and make your moves. That's even better. Because if it's one thing people understand, baby, it's silence. After you done talked and talked and talked your face off until you blue in the face, people understand that because they like, oh, she ain't reacting no more. She ain't doing nothing no more. No, because we've seen that and no result has come from it. That's what we're learning in our life right now while we're talking to y'all. And people just don't understand it's every day, especially when you are in an environment where you have no peace, no quiet, no privacy. You can't really, be yourself and do what you really want to do because there's eyes watching you all the time, judging you. You know what we're saying? Which, like we're saying, nobody got no business judging nobody. But, we all do it anyway. But eyes watching you, everybody watching you. Ignore that. Side note, ignore that. But people, they really don't understand. You can still have whatever life you want. Why are we sitting around begging anybody for anything? As a woman, a grown woman, you can have whatever the hell you want. Yeah, you got to get out here and put in some work. Yeah, you're going to be tired as hell. Yeah, you ain't going to feel like it some days. Just like we told ourselves yesterday, it was Saturday. We took a little break, you know what we're saying, because we was tired. And, we had to get some rest. Bills, whatever, card, we ain't even care. Y'all can wait. We are not finna wear ourselves out. But we know at the same time, we got to get out here and put some work in. Whatever life we want, we can't wait on nobody. We can't. And we ain't even got to be no millionaire. You know what we're saying? As Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach, you're not going to have everything. So we just want whatever Allah has for us. Of course, we're going to help other people regardless. That's never a problem. But yeah, we want the best life possible. You know what we're saying? We want we want to be like a little boss lady, you know what I'm saying? Be, bougie or whatever. And we working on it. Don't get us wrong, we working on it. We want to, look better, feel better. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with being a millionaire? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with being in a mansion? Having 4, 5 cars and all that stuff. Yeah, that's what we want. But we want to work for it. And that's what we're doing. It's gonna take time. And as long as Allah gives us that time, you know what I'm saying, we good to go. But we feel stuck sometimes. We feel stuck, right now. Like, what are we doing? We just keep putting up with stuff and putting up with it and putting up with it, and nothing is changing. So we like, and we've gone through this before, like, nothing's gonna change until you make a move, sis. That's what we keep telling ourselves. Nothing is gonna change until you make a move. Ain't no hard feelings. We're not angry. We're not mad at nobody. Nobody's done nothing to us. Let's make that clear. Nobody's done nothing to us. But it's just the circumstances, the situation, everything that's going on. And we realizing this more and more. And we putting ourselves back. You know what we're saying? And holding ourselves back. We realized all these things while we was on our 2-month break. While we was on our 2-month break, we realized it's like, no, baby, you smarter than this. You got more ambition than this. You got more goals than this. Look at everything you're doing now. It came from within you. Yeah, people gave the opportunity, however they want to put it. But you've always had that work ethic in you. You've always had it. So don't be worried about what people did or whatever so-called doors they said they opened. You ain't have to do nothing. We didn't have to do nothing. We did it because we wanted to do it. We wanted to get paid. We wanted to be better, master our craft, whatever it was we was doing. We wanted to do that. You know what we're saying? And not saying nothing against them. We're not at all. But it was already there. Like we said before, we've been working since we were 16 years old. So the work ethic, that hard work was already in us. So we sick of the fear. We sick of holding ourselves back. And that's what we realized. When we came back to do our show, we're going to be working on our music. We're going to have new music next year. We want to get the floors so we can do some photo shoots and stuff. We got to put that stuff into action. Otherwise, it ain't going to happen. We're not too much worried about our birthday because we really didn't have anything big planned. but we still want to, rest and, relax and enjoy the sights and all that stuff. No, sit by the beach and chill. We don't really have anything big or major planned, whether we here in Florida or whatever. So we're not worried about that. It's the other business, attributes that we got in the back of our head. Of course, seeing our kids, hopefully seeing our grandson, all that stuff. We're not finna force nothing. Absolutely not. But when we came back, we decided to get rid of that fear. And we just talking because we know what that's like and that impact it can have. We've had it since we were what? Oh man, a little girl that's been 34, 35 years. Know what I'm saying? Give or take. Dealing with that. Feeling like we was walking around on pins and needles and afraid to speak up and stand up for ourselves. Now, and our husband can tell you, boy, no is one of our favorite words now. We don't want to do it? No. We don't feel like working? No. We don't want to talk? No. We got the power. And everybody can say whatever the hell they want to say. We don't even care no more. This is our life. We the ones in control of it. We in the passenger seat, allow driving. Get out of here. We ain't doing that. We got control over our destiny, our path, wherever he take us, all that. And we got faith in him. So as long as we got that, we know we ain't gonna go wrong. Absolutely not. Why would we? You know what I'm saying? Why would we? We're not gonna go in the wrong direction. We already know we're gonna do the best we can, especially now. Reading the Holy Quran, reading our Bible, our personal life, looking at the right inspirational figures. Of course, like we said, Sister Claire Muhammad, the wife of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we have a few, what I'm saying, positive, motivational women that we watch, keep our eye on. That's it. We watch TV, we listen to music, we watch movies. We're not finna act like we don't, even as a Muslim woman. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We still gotta operate, we still gotta move, all that good stuff. But we understand now. And today, I'll say yesterday, I apologize. Yesterday we realized we ain't gotta deal with certain things or certain businesses or certain people or certain apps or whatever's going on if we really don't want to. Whatever we not changing, oh, that's a quote. That's a quote we was thinking of. Whatever you're not changing in your life, baby, you choosing. We don't care what it is. We don't care who it is. If you're not changing it, don't wait on them to change. You're choosing to deal with it. And we're not saying you deserve it. We're not saying we did. We're not saying it's okay. We're not saying it's right. But once you realize it and you're not making no moves and you're not making no decisions, you're choosing. Once you see them red flags, you're seeing people don't care about you and all that stuff, you're choosing. We did the same thing. We're doing it now. And like we said yesterday, that was it. We already had made the decision already, but yesterday really did it. We realized you need to get the hell out of this. You cannot keep going through this. And we know everybody gonna say what they got to say, do what they gonna do. But the one thing they can do is stop us because we're not being held prisoner, despite what other people think. We're not being chained up or shackled up, none of that, despite what people think. And we don't care what we know what they think. Let's just be real about it. We already know what they think. We know what they're saying. It's like we can feel it. And we ain't even in the same room. We're not even in the same room and we can feel what they think. We went through the emotions and fears of failure. Like, what if I don't succeed? What if I don't make it? What if I'm not as big as the next person? That rejection, we can definitely say we went through that. Because everybody we thought we was cool with turned their back on us. We can definitely say that. You know what I'm saying? So rejection, that's something we ain't got to worry about no more. Because everybody we thought we was cool with, relationships, family, whatever, turned their back so fast, it didn't make no sense. We was just like, well, damn, that ain't take long, did it? Judgment, definitely went through that. And people doubting us, which we love. We love, and everything we got going on right now, we keep going. It's gonna take time and we're gonna see results. Oh, please believe. So we're not even worried about that. So we done dealt with the rejection and the judgment and the failure. So we like, at this point, what else can go wrong, right? What else can we go through? We still gonna go through life. It's going to life. But we have to be strong. We gotta be a soldier. We can rest some days. There's nothing wrong with that. We can rest and relax, take a little breather, you know what I'm saying? Just chill. No matter what. But we gotta get back at it. And even on them days we chilling with us, we still gotta remind ourselves you strong, you got this. This ain't nothing but one thing. One more thing. You're gonna get through this. You just got to believe and have faith in yourself. So we know, y'all, what fear looks like. Procrastination, self-doubt, talking negative to yourself. We went through years of it, not being kind to yourself, holding ourselves back. We can say other people held us back, which they did. They did. But when it comes down to it, we the ones that we can't let that stand in the way. That's why we still doing our shows and modeling and music. And, may never be Hollywood. That's cool with us. But we can't let that or them little minor, little road bumps or setbacks stop us. And we won't. Not that we have anything to prove, but we are not going to prove anybody else right either. And we hope that makes sense. You know what we're saying? But laying on our faith, it actually, in Islam, it has actually helped us, reshape our mindset. And like we said, get more courage and get more confidence. And that's something we always going to be working on. That's why we sing and we talk more powerful with more force and, more confirmation now. Because it's helped us to do that. It's helped us not to really care anymore what other people think or what they're going to say. Not to have any fear over the unknown or what's going to be to come. We can walk into it knowing we ain't alone after everything we done been through and knowing we're going to survive it. As long as we stay with Islam, baby, we can't go no wrong. We can't. We ain't got to do nothing we don't want to do, be with nobody we don't want to be with, deal with nobody we don't want to deal with. We can still help people that want to be helped, reach the people that everything we're doing is meant to reach. And that's it. That's what it's about. And we have to keep focus on that. And, get out of wherever we are. Get out of the situation we in. Because at this point, we saying this to ourselves. Why are we talking to y'all? We choosing to deal with it. We can't blame nobody else what they doing. They going about their daily life, moved on with their life, as they should. We can't control that. We can't stop that. Even if we could, we wouldn't. But guess what? So can we. And honestly, we're at the point where enough is enough. And we have beyond had it. Real talk, y'all. And it's so many ways we can put that and break that down and all that stuff. But all we know is faith without works is dead. And we all know that scripture. You can't just sit around talking, complaining, and you're not putting in no action and praying to the right person. Yes, we said it. And you're not putting in no action. Especially complaining. That's the top one for us. And you're not doing nothing about it. You got to put in some action. You want to see something. It's like us. We can't keep sitting around doing what we're dealing with. Like, it's okay. We'll get out of here eventually. Everything's going to be all right. No, get your behind up and do what you got to do right now. Out of here. Make some moves. We don't care how small. Open your mouth. Find out questions. Do your research so you can know what you need to do. Out of here. We sick of playing. This is not a game. Life ain't no fairy tale, and the damn sure ain't no game. And we got to stop moving, and y'all got to stop moving. We're saying like it is. Out of here. So, like we said, you guys, get rid of it. Get rid of that fear. Hold on to your faith. Believe in yourself, and walk around like you the baddest one on this planet. And stop acting like it's something wrong with you. That's something that we had to realize as well. And when we say that, we mean nobody is perfect. We all done messed up. You got to walk with confidence, with grace, with clarity. You have to walk like that. Otherwise, how anybody gonna believe in you anyway? For the people that will. No, we're saying you're gonna keep attracting the same type of people. So when you walking like that, and yeah, you gotta be a little cocky, a little do a little bit. Don't be in your own world. Don't be a little do like you just conceited. If you ain't full of yourself, what else you gonna be full of? Just saying. Love yourself unconditionally. Nobody else is gonna do it. You have the capability. Do it. Yeah, all that. So what we're gonna do, y'all, is stop running our mouth for a minute, take a little break, play some music, and we will be back on the Queen Mimi Podcast. right, everybody. We are back just like that on the Queen Mimi Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. And for those that are just joining us, we're talking about having faith over fear and still remembering and reminding yourself that you can still have the life that you deserve, have the life that you dreamed of, whole 9 yards, all that good stuff. So, a part of that is reminding yourself, and we said this in the first segment, that your setbacks don't cancel or erase your destiny. Whatever you've been through, you are more than that. That doesn't define you. What other people say, that definitely don't define you. So you can go ahead and X that out right now. What other people got to say, what they gonna do, how they think they gonna stop you. They don't like you, they hate you, they don't think you worthy, good enough. Get that out your head right now. Because they're not gonna believe in you. They're not gonna have no faith in you. None of that. That's what we thought first going into music and the modeling. We was talking to our husband about it yesterday. You know what we're saying? People just wanted to use us, exploit us, sleep with us, all that stuff, and we was not willing to break ourselves. We talked to them about it all the time. Family turned their back, so-called relationships, so-called exes and stuff, talked about us, did us dirty, all that. Whether we was guilty or not, that was not cool. So we can go ahead and get that out of the equation right now. The point is that you believe in yourself. They try to put that guilt, that shame, or that, like we just said, not good enough thinking on you. You put that on yourself, and before long, you actually start believing that crap. That is true. We know because we've been through it. We had that guilt of leaving, even staying. You know, that shame of leaving or even staying. People telling us, we remember this one person, they was like, we was in a relationship with, you know, so I'm glad we ain't have no baby. And we like, at the time, it pissed us off. And we just use this as an example. We sitting here like, so you saying I'm not even good enough to give you a child, but I'm good enough for you to put me through all this hell? I'm good enough for you to disrespect and put your hands on, but I ain't good enough to give you a baby? Like we said, give you the baby. You just gonna, do your job and, post all inside us. But we the one that got to give you the baby. And we not good enough. Past relationships, we was not good enough. And if we really broke down the way these people treated us, and they actually think they found better and we beneath them and all that crap, we actually believe that BS for a while. For real. We actually believe that, and we sitting here like, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I ain't good enough. No, we're not doing that. Their opinions don't mean nothing. So that's why we said, get that out of your head right now. The people that so-called themselves close to you, that's supposed to be your family, your blood, relationship, whatever, them the main people that will not support you. They won't. You know why? Because they don't want to do anything with themselves. They don't see themselves doing any better. So why would they support you? Why would they be there for you? Especially when you outgrow them. Not if, when you outgrow them, they're not going to like that. Because they want you to stay on the same level. They don't want to see you surpass them. And it's crazy because they want to see you do better, but not better than them. And that is so selfish and evil as hell, but they're not going to see it that way. They just go, you acting funny now. You being all different and you don't want to hang around with us no more. You done got bougie and you forgot you from the hood and all that stuff. And that's got to be one of the biggest old bull crap we ever saw. We was in the hood. We grew up, in the hood on I'm saying the streets or whatever. We weren't in the streets like that. But we ain't finna act like we no thug. No. We never bust nobody or shot nobody, but we was in the streets enough to learn. It's was what we're saying. And what we're saying. But that leads nothing but trouble. Who wants to stay in that forever? For the rest of their life. And we hear, these little young boys and these little young girls out here not getting into it every day. And they losing their life. People using their sons, their daughters, their kids. for some money, for some women, for some men, for to be in a gang, be in a clique or a group, maybe to go to the club, to be seen, to be outside. That leads to nothing but trouble. We know that from experience. That's why we stopped hanging out at them places. That's why we stopped being in the streets. Not saying we ain't gonna pop out, but now that we're getting older, we know where to pop out at now. We know how to do things different, and we learned that. So, like we said, all that crap other people saying, get that out your head. Any guilt or shame, and we put that on ourselves. We don't care what nobody else say. We put that on ourselves. Get rid of it. Whatever guilt you, shame or whatever, or you're feeling like you are not good enough, you're good enough. You ain't got to be like the next female. You ain't got to be the next Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla. You ain't got to be the next Lotto. Not saying nothing against them females. They doing their thing. We salute that. They black women just like we are. We're not saying nothing against them. I don't know what they was going through that made them want to get in the industry, whatever their situation was. It's not our position to judge nobody. But they doing their thing. We got to give it to them. But you can be you. We always say people, I want to be a next Lotto. I want to be the next Beyonce. I want to be the next Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. Like we said, we ain't saying nothing against them, but we want to be Queen Mimi. You know what I'm saying? We spoken word. Throw a little rap in there, a little singing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. But we got our own swag, and you have yours too. You have your own style, your own walk, your own talk. You know what I'm saying? You do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? You got your own body. Love it. You don't work out, go out your hair, go out your nails, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Change your diet, change what you put in your body. You got the power to do that. They got the money. So that's why I'm definitely not mad at them for that. We definitely not mad at them for that. Like we said, do your thing, baby. But and even if they have had plastic surgery, not judging. That's not our place. But we, this person, like do it the natural way. But what we getting at is be you. No, I want to be like Queen Mimi. I want to be like, whatever your name is. I want to do this in my own lane, do this in my own right. And even if you do want to get in the industry, just watch your back and be careful. That's the best advice we can give you. Don't do nothing you don't want to do, and don't let nobody blackball you. Don't put yourself in that position. So if anybody that do, like I say, we not knocking nobody at all. Just be careful. So just a little side note. But be you. And we realized, doing shows and, doing little movies and little TV, here and there, with the experiences that we had is we know our lane. We know our pros, our cons, our strengths, our weaknesses. And our husband even told us one time, like, don't limit yourself because he wants to kind of incorporate rap, with our spoken word. And we told him, like, we're not really limiting ourselves, but we just never saw ourselves as a rapper. You know what we're saying? We know we can put that in with our spoken word because that's basically what music is anyway. You know what we're saying? But we like, the more soft side, the poetic, the soft era, the soft spoken. We're gonna have our little, hip hop beats and stuff in there, of course, but that's still gonna be poetry to us because that's what music really is. But we just basically was telling him at the time, and we had to tell him, like, baby, stop forcing us. We know you mean well, we know you do, but we spoken word all day. We gonna throw the singing and all the stuff, and then we said that already. But we just know our lane. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're not wanting to compete or, get next to nobody that's doing their own thing. We spoken word. We poetry. We love doing it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's so many ways we can still express that and still do what we love to do. So like we said, with the music that we're gonna be releasing next year, and we're in the process of writing and producing that now, it's going to be written and produced by us. We cannot wait for y'all to hear. We can't wait to see how it's going to turn out because we got so many ideas, we got so many beats and everything we've been writing. I think we got about 5 or 6 more songs left to do. Then we're gonna start writing and tweaking and getting everything together. Then we're gonna jump in the studio. So we cannot wait. But still, even as a spoken word artist, there's so many ways we can still express ourselves, express our music, and this music is gonna be different. It's gonna be brand new, and we cannot wait. And it's coming from us. You know what we're saying? And I'm pretty sure everybody in the industry, they probably write their own music, even if they don't. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. You're getting paid, so we ain't no hater. Anybody getting money? Do your thing, okay? Please believe that, because we gonna get there one day. Oh yeah, as long as we don't quit, please believe we're gonna be successful one day. And it's not just about the money either. It's not just about the money. It's about the impact and helping people and being a leader and all that stuff too. And whatever you do, making sure it reach the right people. So we cannot say that enough. But that's where we at now. We had to get rid of that guilt, that shame, that competitiveness, that comparing, all that crap. We had to get rid of it, not feeling like we're good enough. For the people that don't feel like we are, you ain't got to speak to us. You ain't got to be in our presence. We don't want you feeding off our energy. So stay wherever the hell you at, because you're not good enough. You were never worthy. We chose you. Yeah, you sought us out, but we could have told you no. We could have told you to kick rocks. We could have told you to get the hell on. You were not good enough. If you were, we'd still be around you, dealing with you, being with you, all that. So you can have your little nose tooted up or whatever, thinking you done found better or we beneath you. Go ahead. Throw your head back, laugh at us, be all country with it. But we're going to have the last laugh. And the last, the greatest, baby. Because you know what? What goes around comes around, and karma is a B, and payback don't miss. So laugh. But while you doing that, while you talking about us and being mad and all that, we working. We are working. We're gonna do that today when we get out here. After we do this show, we are working. We're working towards our life, our dreams, our goals, everything we got going on. We just gotta remove ourselves and be honest, put ourselves in a more peaceful and calm environment where we not feeling like we on edge. You know what I'm saying? And we not feeling like we gotta be in survival mode every day. You know, and just thrive and live and be soft. We still got to work, get our money and all that. But just have our soft moments. We can just, relax and chill and just do our own little thing. You know what we're saying? So get rid of all that. Whatever guilt, whatever shame, whether it's coming from you or people wanting to put that on you, and if you got people like that, which we more than likely do, get rid of them. We cannot say that enough. I think we say this on every show. Anybody that's bringing negativity or negative energy towards you or got you in a situation you never asked to be in, whatever the case may be, get rid of them, because we can tell you from experience and we can promise you it's not going to get any better. It's just going to get worse. Because people that care about you and love you, they're going to provide you with the best. Not just money, but roof over your head, somewhere to sleep, all that. You're gonna be treated like a princess, a queen. You ain't got to work, you ain't got to stress or worry. And that's things we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So remove them people, or if you can't, remove yourself. Get rid of it. You are worthy, you are the prize. Go out there and get it. Get out there and get it. Nobody can do it but you. And it's real practical steps. It's really not hard. It's really not hard to do. You just remember your worth and move. And remember, you got to work. Nothing's going to come overnight. Find something positive, a positive outlet. Get you somewhere where you can be in a peaceful environment. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be on pins and needles. Like we said already, work on every area of your life, especially your inner self. You know what we're saying? Fix it. And even if you're the problem, you can change. It don't mean you're a bad person. You can change. You know what we're saying? So I don't like my attitude. Okay, stop reacting to everything. Everybody always talking about me. Stop telling your business. You know what I'm saying? I told so and so I was going to do this, and they stepped in and intervened. Stop telling people your moves. You know what we're saying? I keep trying to talk to my husband, and he don't want to listen to me. Stop talking. If you know he ain't gonna listen, stop talking. Because people don't realize you don't have to necessarily cheat on somebody to treat them bad. People don't realize that. There's other ways you can lose a woman, and there's other ways you can lose a man too. You ain't got to necessarily cheat on them for them to leave. And we know people have left relationships and that person ain't never touched anybody else. And they're like, wait a minute, I ain't gonna put my hands on you, I ain't never cheat on you, I ain't gonna leave. It's other reasons, sweetheart. You can't be yourself around that person. You can't talk to them. They don't want to listen. Come on, man. How many times you expect somebody to deal with that? You ain't providing them, and we ain't talking about no hotel that's not stable because they can put you out at any time. You talking about a home or a roof you're not providing. That person still got to work and still got damn hustle. They can't rely on you for everything. That's even worse than cheating. Shoot, but at least that you can get over. You can get over the cheating too, because they really doing themselves at the end. So you know what I'm saying, I guess it just depends on how you look at it. But it's really practical steps to do it. It's really not hard. You just gotta remember, I deserve better. I want a better life. I want the life I dreamed of. And I ain't got to beg or ask nobody to do it. I can go do it myself. I'm gonna be tired, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna have my days where I don't feel like it. But that's gonna be the time you really get out there and do it. You know what we're saying? But if I want the life that I desire and the life that I dream of, it's not gonna be required of me to put in some work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to rely on nobody else. So if everything fails, it's on me. Come on now. That's what we got to remind ourselves of. So we ain't got a problem with it. We really don't. We don't mind working. Like we said already, we were working since we were 16 years old. 16. So working, that's not a problem for us at all. And now we remember now more than ever our worth, what we deserve, what we want. And we finna and we are getting at it. You know what we're saying? It's gonna take time. Everything we're doing, our workout, you know what I'm saying, our self-care, our hair, nails, all that stuff. And we got to work on that. It's gonna take time for us to do everything we're doing. But we know we can do this. It's gonna take time. We just have to stick with everything, stay consistent, and keep working. And we're gonna be okay. Read your affirmations, you know, journal, visualize it, get a vision board, whatever you got to do. We read our affirmations every day and we get alerts, you know what I'm saying? Especially when that fear think it's gonna creep in, that doubt, them thoughts, all that. Say positive things to yourself. Find the right support system, the right one. We telling people that ain't gonna run their mouth or go tell your business. You don't care if it's one person. So a lot of times that's all you need. You don't need no big, glamorous circle around you of fake people. So find the right people. Remind yourself of the end goal, the end game. Like the Avengers, the end game. Yeah, all that. This is where I want to get to, right? This is where I see myself, where I visualize myself. I got to keep going, even when I don't feel like it. Take you a day, hand that a rest. Of course, you're going to need that. Get you plenty of sleep, get your schedule, so you ain't, discombobulated all over the place. But yeah, keep going. Practice them affirmations. There's an app. We absolutely love it, y'all. It's called I Am. And we gotta make sure we get a I guess like a little wallpaper or something like that so we can show you what it looks like. But it's an app called I Am. It should be available on the App Store, probably on Google Play as well. You download that, you can read daily affirmations every day. You can set different times of the day for it to remind you. We do ours in the morning so we can start off with a good day. You know what I'm saying? We do a journal once a week, every Sunday, to recap and grade ourselves. Catch up on what we went through. So on and so forth. And we log our mood because we have an iPhone. We log our mood every day so we can keep tracking them things and keep track of how we feeling, what we going through, what's going on in our life. So that's something we put into practice. And just when we feel like we're a failure, just when we feel like ain't nothing going right, we get that alert. So once again, that app is called I Am, y'all. And we gonna get like a little picture, like we have our little flyer up here right now, so I can see what it looks like. But for those that know, you already know. Download that app. We can promise you it's gonna change your life. And we read them affirmations every day, and we be like, you know what, I got this. We got this. We gonna do this, man. We got this. I am worthy. I am strong. And it's just like it read our mind damn near, like, for real, because the thoughts we have and the things we be saying, it pop up, and it reminds us, like, forget what the world got to say. Let's take a look at ourselves. You know what we saying? Let's remember our worth and why we here and why we doing what we doing. So, that fear, that doubt, all that stuff, even with everything we got going on, we still maintaining, we still moving, and we doing so much better, especially with Islam. You know what I'm saying? With our faith, with our belief. It's helped us to overcome so much. We cannot say that enough. Like, for real, people, if you know, you know. You know. Anything like what we've been going through, you know. And we just keep going. We have to keep going. And just believe in ourselves. Excuse us. And, just believe in ourselves. Keep going and keep doing what we're doing. And we're going to get there. So, if anybody that's going through that, we have to remember it's not up to anybody else. It's up to you. And that there's no more simple way we can put it. You know what I'm saying? It's your life. You the author. You the writer. And you have to keep going and doing what you're doing no matter what. And remember, you can live that nice, glamorous life and live better. All that stuff. But, how bad do you want it? That's what we always tell ourselves. And we'll ask other people that. How bad do you want it? You got to put in that work. You got to keep going. No guilt, no shame. Everything is done. It is what it is. It's in the past. You can't change it. That not good enough. You are. That's a lie. Stop telling yourself that. Keep working. Put in that work. Start where you at. And don't wait for things to be perfect all the damn time, because it never will. You're never going to get there wait for things to be perfect. That's what we have to remind ourselves of. It won't be. Well, I'll just wait for, to get somewhere. I'll just wait till I move. I'll just wait till I do X, Y, Z, and A, B, C. I'll just wait till, my kids get grown, all started. You never know what's going to happen. Step into that unknown. You never know what's going to happen. So just that belief, man. And remember what you deserve. So that's one of the best ways we can put it. You know what we're saying? And nobody, like we said, can do that for you, especially if they're not doing it for themselves. How they gonna help you? In no way. But you have to believe that. We can talk to be blue in the face. That's something we believing in and we working on every day now. We incorporate into our daily life. We putting that into our daily life. And that's it. That's all. That's all we can really say. So what we're gonna do, you guys, is take our last little break, play some more music, and we're gonna come in and of course close out, give you guys all our social media, and we got to get out here and get to work. And we will be back on the Queen Mimi Podcast. just like that, we are back on the Queen Mimi podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. So, just to close out, real quick, real fast, y'all, reaffirm your faith over your fear. Get rid of it. It's going to paralyze you and have you stuck, complacent, procrastinating, worried, stressed out. It's just not gonna end good. We just gonna sum it up like that. You know what we're saying? You deserve whatever life you dream of. As long as you ain't doing nothing wrong to nobody, you ain't out there hurting nobody, all that good stuff. Keep working, put in the work, be patient, be kind to yourself, love on yourself, fall in love with yourself, whatever it is that you got to do to get to where you need to be. Your dreams, whatever happens to you, in your life, they're not delayed. They're not denied. Whether or not they delayed, no matter what happens, it's not denying you of your path, of your destiny, nothing like that. You can still accomplish and go for what you know, go for whatever it is that you want to do. So no matter what happens, it's not gonna, you know, delay your dreams, deny your dreams, none of that crap. The only person that can really do that is you. So no matter what happens, believe in yourself, okay? It's not gonna stop your dreams, none of that. The only person that can do that is you. Remember, you the one that got control. Okay? So always remember that. And remove them people. That's something we say on every show. Get rid of them negative people, that negative energy, all that stuff. They're not meant to support you, be there for you, none of that garbage. You know what we're saying? You have to affirm that, hold on to it like your life depends on it, because it does, and keep making the moves. You're gonna be tired. Take you a little break, hand there, rest, relax, get back at it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be patient, be consistent, be persistent. You know what I'm saying? Discipline, all them good things. And we can promise you're gonna get to where you need to be. So it starts with self. We said this before on our show. Everything starts with yourself. If you have them people around you that support you and they're there for you, that's all fine and good. But for a lot of us, we already know this. We got to give ourselves a pat on the back a lot of times. So we don't have that support or anybody in our corner to hold our hand and guide us to whatever it is that we're going through. So whether you got the people in your life or not, keep going, keep doing your thing. You're going to get there. And yes, you are worthy. You deserve it. So get rid of that doubt. What did we say earlier? That guilt, that shame, or that I'm not good enough. Get rid of it. And don't let other people project that onto you, because that's how they feel about themselves. So we can go ahead and get rid of all that. Yeah, all that good stuff. So with all that being said, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and give y'all all our social media where you can find the Queen Mimi podcast, and of course all our other shows live and in color. First and foremost, as always, you can catch us on the Queen Mimi podcast this and every Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. live Central Standard Time, where we explore the power of positivity, motivation, and resilience, hosted by yours truly, a musician and advocate who has overcome different challenges. Our podcast, we talk about different topics like mental health, domestic violence awareness, and of course, personal growth, and thousands of other topics as well, you guys. So we hope y'all join us. Come through, hang out with us, check us out, follow us on all our platforms, all them good things. And of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Queen Mimi Podcast, LinkedIn, Queen Mimi, Twitch, Queen Candy 85. Of course, over on TikTok, the Queen Mimi Podcast, Clubhouse, Queen Mimi 77, and of course, over on Red Note, Queen Mimi. And you can also just mention Twitch as well. All of our shows, we're going to sum all this up. All of our shows you can catch live 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All of our shows. Queen Mimi Podcast every Sunday. Radio every Tuesday. We're talking topics every Thursday. Queen Mimi blog every Friday. All shows live 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and you can listen to all our shows as well on all podcast streaming platforms, as you can see right there on the screen. Anchor, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, just to name a few. And of course, you guys can catch Miss Candy Music, which we're gonna be updating that next year. Just to go ahead and give y'all a heads up on all music streaming platforms, of course. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Pandora, SoundCloud, just to name a few. We have 4 songs that are on those platforms right now. You can go stream them, download them, purchase them, check them out, give us a review. We would love to hear from y'all, and we thank you in advance, all that good stuff. So Survivor, I Am, National Anthem, and Selfish. And yes, we wrote everything ourselves. Just so y'all know, you can catch our music over on YouTube as well. Just go on any music streaming platform. For now, we're gonna update this January 2026. Type in Miss Candy, and you will see all of our music. And like we said, all of our shows as well. You can go and type in, of course, Queen Mimi Podcast, and you will see all of our shows on one platform, on all podcast streaming platforms. So yeah, with all that being said, that's it for today, you guys. But remember, especially to all my ladies out there, don't let them people doubt you. Scratch that. What did we just say? We tripping. Let them doubt you. We tripping. We tripping. Let them doubt you. Don't let them stop you. Don't let them phase you, deter you, or control you. We've been there, so we know how it is. You can overcome it. We have. We still doing that. That's something you're gonna be working on every day. Get rid of that guilt, that shame, that self-doubt that I'm not good enough. Find your passion, your drive, your dream, your hustle, whatever it is. You can still have the life you want. It's never too late as long as you still got breath in your body and the pulse. It's not too late. Believe in yourself. You're going to get there. We can promise you that. We already know. We already know because we've been through it ourselves. Like we said, just really, really like realizing it yesterday. And, we're at the point where enough is enough out of here. Enough is enough, and we have to do better. And we're working on that. And you can work on it too. So don't try. Get out there and do it. Yeah, you're going to be tired. You're going to have your days where you ain't going to feel like it, but it can be done. We're doing it. And we finna take it up a notch. We done got started, got our foot on the ground, all that good stuff. Now I'm finna take it up a notch. Because like we said, we are not playing around no more. This is our life. So we can't put it no more simple and plain than that. So we about to get out here, you guys, get to work. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We know the kids don't went back to school. So we know, what I'm saying, everybody got a lot going on, but enjoy your downtime, enjoy your day. Hopefully you ain't got to work like we do, but if you do, don't work too hard. But you guys stay blessed. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you guys Tuesday on the Queen Mimi Radio Show. We're gonna go ahead and sign out. And